Let's do it. Boom, we're away. A good hit. Straight down the middle again, we'll take that. Let's get into it, my man. So, we've got a par 4 and it is 358 yards, and these are already aware that is a wedge, right? Because that's all we need. All we need is a wedge, a putter and a Sunday afternoon to ourselves. So let's do it. That's a fucking great hit. Straight down the middle. The next 3 holes we're going to walk into self-respect. Today we're going to be walking holes 7, 8 and 9. And as we always start these episodes with is a little check-in. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling today, mate? Just take a wee check-in with yourself whilst we take in this, man. Look at this. Fucking unbelievable, man. Honestly. The scenery is beautiful. But do you know the biggest thing I've learned in life about travelling and places and life is the only way you can really enjoy them is if you're at peace with yourself. Because if you're not at peace with yourself, it doesn't matter where you are in the fucking world, mate. Whether you're here in the stunning Swiss Alps, whether you're on a beach in the Seychelles, or whether I'm back home, sitting in my flat on a winter's night. If I'm not at peace with myself, then it doesn't matter where you are in the world. So aye, check in with yourself, my man, let us know how you're feeling today. And once you've checked in with yourself, summarise it in one word for me. Summarise it. Right, good, okay, indifferent, flying, frustrated. Where are you at the moment with life? Or just this week, this weekend, whatever it may be. And then stick it in the comments and let's get a general feeling and buzz for this episode to see where everybody's at in the community. So as you can see, it was straight down the middle of the fairway. Absolutely buzzing. So wedge back out. I've got a little bunker there on the left. Just need to avoid that. It looks within wedge distance. I'm just going to try and keep it to the right. Slappy. Slap Nigel. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Fucking caught Nigel. So today I really want to talk about self-respect. So over the last couple of episodes we've raised awareness about the boy you've buried. We have brought some acceptance, speaking about self-acceptance. Maybe the voice in your head isn't yours. And today we're going to talk about self-respect because that's the next step on the journey. And many people struggle with self-respect. It's actually self-neglect. And I was world class, as you know, lads, I was fucking world class at self-neglect. As I've said many times, I was a degenerate, gambling bastard from 14 to 30. And that takes any man's soul and self-esteem. It wasn't just gambling I would neglect myself with. It would be food, binge cycles, eating shite. I still struggle with that, to be honest, eating shite. Sugar is one of my nemesis at the moment. Right, sugar, toxic relationships, just generally anything that to escape, to numb myself. And these were big things I numbed myself with, I neglected myself with, was gambling, food, toxic relationships, massively. So we've got 110 right, 110 to the middle of the green, and that for me is, right, is just a nice smooth wedge right through it. That looks good, by the way. That could be on the money. Wow, that looks pretty. Oh, I'm not joking, I think that's the best shot I've hit in this fucking channel yet. Wait till you get up there. Must be about 5 feet for the pin. You see, obviously I've not been neglecting my pitching wedge. It's been getting rattled. But aye, I was the world class at self-sabotage. Right, self-neglect as you like to call it. In terms of all these things, escapisms, like these impulses, try to numb myself, numb my emotions, numb my feelings. Right, world class at it, mate. You'll probably relate to it as well. Wanting that wee quick instant hit of dopamine, that wee quick fix. Right, just to know feel. Right, but as you know, as we've spoken about that boy buried within her, he's been poking us, shouting at us, I'm here. And then that's how we act. We act out, innit? We sabotage ourselves because we're not listening. We're not listening to our feelings. We're just numbing them. And you know what? Look at that. That was a decent shot. Decent shot. Need to sort my pitch mark, to be honest. Sort this wee pitch mark. Just sorting my I think that's the first pitch mark I have in the channel, the first green I've hit in regulation. So maybe it wasn't as good as I thought it was, but it's good enough, to be honest. I think the greens are actually quite difficult here, so there. Let's go for another putt. Oh, pacey. A little bit of pace on it. Let's put it away though. Boom, we're away. Right, we are fucking away, mate. First hole done. What was that? What was that, man? What was the score there? So 1, 2, 3, 2 putts of 5. Got a wee 5 on the scorecard. Cannot complain with a 5 to get the show underway. As we're aware, what's the aim? It's bogey golf, innit? Bogey golf, mate. So this looks like a nice wee par, a stunning par 3, to be honest. Look at that, man. I'm actually in awe. You're a beauty. Right, this is the first opportunity I've actually took in the course. Because the last 2 episodes there, lads, I was too busy concentrating on what I was trying to fucking say and not really taking it in, but you know, I'm just got to slow down and take in the beauty of this golf course. Because it's stunning, man. All around is just fucking mountains. It's a wee bit of a shame with the road there. Takes a wee bit of the peace away, so it does. But the scenery, tremendous, man. So let's see what we've got here, par 3 wise. Obviously I've not got to be able to hit the green with the wedge. It's 180 to the middle, mate. Let's get it down the middle, see if we can get it on in 2 and get a par. And you know what, I'll be happy with that. A good hit, right down the middle. It's just shy of the green. It looks like a big long green, mate, to be honest. So it's saying 100 and, I think 170 odd on my watch. So it must be a big long green. Let's do it. Yeah, so self-respect, self-neglect go hand in hand. And I think for me, I've always had that in me, that self-neglect, that self-sabotage, especially when things are going well, or I've got things going well. I seem to just, I'm going to say, or it was, let's say, in my personality, just to fuck things, right? Just to fuck things. And I always say to people, and this is what my mate says to me once when we were talking about this years ago, about self-sabotage and about just, you know, yourself when you work hard all week on your diet, your nutrition, your gym sessions, and you're getting fit and you're getting healthy, and then that wee voice in your head, then it pops up at the weekend and it's like, right, let's get a takeaway, let's go out and get mad with it at the weekend, and you just fuck your progress, man. And I think the biggest thing is we either try and outnumb or outrun our shadow. Right, outrun and outnumb our shadow, and I've done both. Right, I've tried to outnumb my shadow through gambling, food, alcohol, through all these coping mechanisms. I've also tried to outrun it through going to the gym, getting fit, getting healthy. I've tried to do the both of them. And you probably relate to that as well. And you're probably thinking, what do you mean, mate? What do you mean about outrunning my shadow or outnumbing it? It is the part of you that you've buried away. The shame, the guilt, the insecurities. And that's what people do. That's what we do, guys. We try and either outrun or fucking outnumb. So let's do, as you can see, that wasn't too bad a shot, just shy. That's not even the green, it's probably the first cut of the green. So let's just try and get it up. Right, see if we can get a par. See if we can get a par. Get it close. Do you think? Too much? A wee bit too much, it's long. It's long, but it's on the dance floor. It is on the dance floor. Which song's that? Paolo Nutini? Or am I just making that up? Yeah, so I was world class at both of them, outrunning. Try to outrun, right, the old shadow. And that's what many is doing it. We go to the gym, we get fit, we get healthy, we look after ourselves, we play our golf, we try and get down to fucking scratch. We do all these things and we feel numb inside. We still feel hollow inside, just like we did when we tried to, or we were numbing ourselves, whether it was alcohol, gambling, whatever your kryptonite was. And it's being aware of that. And I started to notice that pattern as well, no matter what I did, whether it was numbing myself with the gambling, the drinking, the toxic relationships, or try to outrun, it would still be the same. Still be the same feeling inside, the same feeling of emptiness. So we have a bit of a downhill putt here, so we do. Right, a bit of a downhill putt. It's about 20 yards, and it looks a wee bit left to right. Let's see how we get on. That's for the par. Too much? Sit. Oh, it's a wee back down the hill. So much for the par. Too much on it. Far too much on it. Go on. Oh, what a wee bogey. So a little bogey at that par 3, my man. We'll take that. So that was a 4. Let's get that on the scorecard. Let's get the 4. The 4 on the scorecard. So we've started a 5 and a 4. Let's do it. Where are we going? Where's the next hole? Where's the next hole, Roberto? You see it? It's no direction here, is there? 9. Is this it here? Yeah, this is it here. Right, we're moving on to the last hole, hole 9 of this episode, mate. It's actually been no bad. Look at my scorecard there, a 5 and a 4. So we're on for bogey golf. So last one's a par 5. It is 558 yards. We've got a pond here. Don't want to get in there. Don't want to pull it left. Bunker, maybe 150 with my range. Big tree. As always, let's just get it down the middle. Down the middle, mate. And move for there. Right. That's a good hit. We're good. Yeah, we're good. Straight down the middle again. We'll take that. We will take that. So aye, the self-neglect, the self-sabotage, the boy we've buried, trying to outnumb the shadow. That's when I started to realise, wait a minute, it's deeper than that. Right, because how can you still feel empty when you've gave up the booze, you gave up the gambling, you've gave up all these things and you're starting to get fit and healthy, but you still feel the same? That's when the light bulb moment goes off for me. And I remember it. Gave up the gambling. As I've said on the 7 Irons Origin, which is episode 4, 7 Irons Origins, I speak about the gambling addiction, giving that up. That's when I knew it was deeper than that. Because I stopped drinking alcohol for 1 year and I stopped boozing. And I still felt empty and I couldn't quite put my finger on it, mate. And that's when I realised, wait a minute. And we all know when you go on a journey, a healing journey, a spiritual awakening, and you do these things and you give up your kryptonite, your gambling, and you've got the initial little buzz of it. That buzz maybe for 6 months or so when life's going good and you're feeling healthy and you're starting to feel your feelings in it. And then when that wears off, you still, like, do you know what, I'm still feeling empty and hollow inside. And that's when you know, that's when you go, do you wait a minute here? Wait a minute. I need to start putting answers to how I feel, how I think and how I behave. And as we're aware, we don't find the answers in the numbing, and we're not finding them in the out numbing, are we? So let's do it. Still got 425 yards. This has got to be a long fucking slog, man. a long slog. There we go. That's a nice hit, a nice little hit. So let's do it. So happy days, and I'm not going to I'm not going to insult your intelligence here, mate, with self-respect, like saying, oh, you need to start with better habits, like better ways of speaking to yourself. I'm not going to be that preaching ball bag, because, well, I know no matter what habits or what you do or what routines you do, if we don't address what we've been speaking about, the self-awareness and self-acceptance, these things don't stick, right? They don't stick, because the feeling, for me anyway, just stays anyway. That just stays anyway. So it's no going to come on here and say all the surface level shit like get out walking 10k steps and eat better and go out your drink water and you'll start respecting yourself. Yes, these things are important, of course, because they give us a structure, they give us a foundation, they give us some little non-negotiables, but they don't stick, my man. They don't stick if we don't address the deeper shit that's going on. So as I said, this was a long slog, wasn't it? Still got 310 to go. Still got another 2 or 3 wedges into the green. 2 or 3 wedges into the green. Let's see. Oh, absolutely tried to wherry that, and it Sally gunnelled right down the right hand side. So it did. Yeah, it's one of them, innit? I'm not going to preach, guys, because I know what self-respect, I know what it takes. Right, it takes addressing, obviously, your self-neglect, addressing your wounds, addressing the boy that you've buried, right, first and foremost. That's where we have to bring the awareness to. We have to bring him to the surface, bring him to your surface. And then when you do that, life changes, man, life changes. And that's when it changed. It changed for me, mate. That is when I started to educate myself. Education is key. Not habits, no routines, not in actions, of course it is, but educating yourself first and foremost to why you self-sabotage yourself. What's the underlying driver? Right, what's the wind underneath? That's where self-respect is built, that's where foundations are built. So as I told you, this has got to be a slog. It is a par 500 yards with a bloody wedge, and we're still 170 yards to the middle, man. So let's do it, let's get close. Stay out of the trees. Yeah, we're not in the trees, but we're probably still probably about 70 yards out from the green, and you'll see here that big tree on the right hand side's got to be in my way, so I'm just going to have to just punch it through. This is a long par 5, right? You better be hitting your driver well in this fucking hole. So you do. So we've got 137 from here. I can see my ball, which is probably going to be about 60 yards out. We'll just need to punch it through. Aye, so what I was saying is self-respect, lads. Right, self-respect. Some people call it self-love. I don't buy into all that self-love stuff. It's just about respecting ourselves. But we can only do that, like, when you take responsibility and accountability. So let's finish this off strongly. Right, this episode. Look at this. I'm right in front of the trees here. I'm going to have to just bump it right up and see what happens. I'm probably going to hit that fucking tree, man. So I'm probably going to hit that tree. That was the best I could do. Get on the dance floor. Yeah, we're on for a long putt. You'll have that wee tractor. It's coming up to see what we're doing. Lawnmower tractor. Yeah, that lawnmower tractor. And one of the biggest indications is the golf course. Right, golf is a massive mirror. Right, it reveals everything, mate. It reveals your neglect. Massively reveals your neglect. When you're next on the golf course, the way you speak to yourself after a shot, the way you eat after your round, your diet, your nutrition. Right, I'll give you some answers, I'll give you some feedback, so it will. Right, what we have here, last putt. Right, about 15 yards uphill, and it looks pretty straight. See if we can finish on a high. That looks good. Oh, that was a good putt. It was a good putt. So let's finish it strong. Not too sure how many shots I've just hit all the way down there. It was a lot. Let's do it. Boom. Happy days. So that is, not really sure what that is, lads, but to be honest, it was a good wee chat today, this episode. And the biggest takeaway is you can't outrun or outnumb your shadow, lads, if we don't address the deeper route to what's holding us back. And if you want to get started on that mission, all you have to do is go to the bio and click the 5-day golf reset and get yourself started. Also, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, my man. See you next Sunday.